Ever wondered how much you can actually improve when you're low-rated and short on time? For the very first time, I decided to make an experiment. Prepare an 800 rated player for their first ever chess tournament, Co-Champs. Let's see how far they can actually go in only 4 weeks. Are you ready, Jay?
We have actually the list of the 8 players in the group 1 that it's under 800. And Dina, I wanted to ask you, like, what do you like about the group 1 players? Like, meaning like the under 800 players.
So my favorite thing about the lineup of these players is that they are all so unpredictable. Honestly, they probably have never had any chess lesson their entire life, meaning like only with 1 hour of my time, they could already get to 1200. But honestly, let's be realistic. We're gonna start, day by day, session by session. I see my fellow...
So going into the draft, I didn't really know what to expect, but I was very excited when I got chosen by Dina.
JDZ.
Wow!
Ooh, okay.
Oh my god!
So we have
That's
JDC
so
there. We have the player. Yes, and he's a streamer.
Oh my
also,
God.
I used to watch her videos. I watched her videos on my own stream. So it was really exciting to be chosen by someone who is a woman grandmaster and also a streamer. When I got chosen by Dina, she came into my chat by saying,
You have a surprise for me? Okay, what is it?
Ready?
Am I ready? I don't know. Yes, I think I'm ready. I'm always ready. That's right. So ready.
Since you are now a student of mine...
Okay, since you are now a student of mine, I'm gonna go ahead and give a free month access to my Russian chess school. Woo! Also, our first training starts today, 4 p.m. EST. See you there. I'm there.
I'm doing this already with the Russian school, just join. And I joined on the call.
You're gonna start with d4, and you either expect d4, d5, c4, c6, or you expect d4, f5, c4, and whatever, right? So then I should ask you what line of...
It was scary because I played her in front of all of her students and my chat. We'd also never interacted before. I did it pretty bad, but it was fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Very sorry for making you wait.
That's okay. We were just doing puzzles.
Oh, that's good. You're such a good student.
And then you asked if I normally play this for black, and my answer was that for black, if they do king pawn e4 and then knight f3, I usually do like a Philidor defense, but if they do pawn d4, I try.
Dina and I had been doing some lessons. I kind of started to understand things more clearly, and she really wanted me to practice the 10+2 time control. There's not a lot of lobbies for that one, so I started running those with my viewers and stuff, and a lot of the people that play in my tournaments are a lot more higher rated, at least 1500 plus. And I started to notice in those tournaments that I was actually not placing last. And so I started to think, okay, cool, if I can kind of hold my own a little bit with these 1500 pluses, this is a real possibility.
Rather than if it's a typical London setup. And that's a perfect moment to show you why I am against openings.
You also kind of have a threat of rook g2. Like, you have a concrete plan. So then, like, for example, already here, you did a mistake. So now you know, basically 2 pieces are stronger than the rook.
There were definitely times where I felt anxious going into it, mostly because I had never competed in a tournament before. I am a competitive person, and I also didn't want to let Dina down. I didn't want to let my community down because they're all watching. I just am someone who puts a lot of pressure on myself, even though I had put a lot of work into it.
So my student Jay is playing Co-Champs tomorrow, and I want to call her, make sure that she knows what she's supposed to do. Let's see if she responds. Come on, Jay.
Hey.
Hello?
Hi. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Are you nervous?
I'm nervous, yeah.
Oh, well, this is why I'm calling you. You should not be nervous.
Yeah, I feel better now. But I think it's my first one.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. So, how about I kind of like we do a little bit of meditation tonight, right now, and then I'll call you tomorrow at 11 a.m. if that's okay, and we'll have an hour to go through the lines if we need.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because I think the most important for you tomorrow is to be rested. Okay, so here is what you need to tell yourself. Even though this is your first tournament, it really doesn't matter. You're doing this for experience, for fun, for like something that you could tell your grandchildren. When I was 20 years old, I participated in this chess tournament and everybody was watching.
Yeah.
So you will not remember what it was like. You will only you only remember the
day before the match, I was talking to Dina and she suggested we just do a phone call and chat. And during the phone call, she really kind of put things into perspective about how, it's my first tournament, just have fun with it. Obviously, you want to, play and do your best, but don't put so much pressure on yourself and really just kind of enjoy the fact that we have this opportunity and that in the moment, during the games, if I start to feel that kind of like overwhelming sense of like, oh, what do I do? Or she's like, just take some deep breaths, really just kind of take a second and focus, and especially if you blunder, she said that a lot of times after your first blunder comes another one. So she just was really like, after you make a blunder, don't, get worked up about it. Just keep taking your deep breaths, like close your eyes for a second and just come back to it.
Welcome everybody to this fantastic show, Co-Champs first time ever. I'm Women's Grandmaster Dina Belinka, and today with me is the amazing, one of the best coaches in the world, National Master Robert Ramirez. Hola Robert, ¿cómo estás?
Hola Dina, I see your Spanish is getting better and better every day. Now, very excited. Thank you for having me here with you.
All right, guys, the games have just begun. So let's take a look at what we have for today. I already see some Queen Pawn foundations. First of all, we have the bird's eye view, of course, and we already see Nabolini here with Southern Run. I really want to take a look at the red board because this is where my student is playing JDZ. And we have been preparing, we have been scrambling. I mean, we've been working for the entire month, but specifically last night, we were on call doing some prep, some last minute prep, and also today, just before this this call, before this commentary I had today, I am wanting to call my student, make sure that we're ready, we're prepared. I think Jay just blundered the pawn. Oh no, it's not her. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, she did 95. Yeah. Yeah, that's her.
Should we take a look from the beginning quickly?
Yes, we can take a look. Yeah, everything was fine. It was in London. It was all under control until something happened. Rook c1.
Yeah, Rook c1. Very logical chess so far. Bishop b1.
Bishop b1. Okay, that was the mistake.
Yeah.
Yes, Rook b1, and now the c4 pawn is okay.
Yeah, maybe it was a good idea here to take with the knight and then leave the rook on this pretty nice file. Something to consider.
Yeah.
Rook e8. And then I think this is the position that we did not like. We put the knight on this square, which is attacked 1, 2, 3 times. And then the white pieces are only defending it twice. So before we go in there, we definitely have to double check, especially at this point in the game that we have time. No need to rush. There we go, 25.
And then she forgot about her knight. That's okay. She's not gonna panic. She's gonna keep it together.
Yeah, I don't wanna. Okay, there you go.
Knight
so
back.
black...
Okay, that's interesting. Knight back. It's so hard in this position. G just needs to hold. Just stay in the game.
And believe it or not, Dina, this is something I hear a lot from players at this level. How to convert.
Let's go! So, here we, okay, what's that? Oh, there is a perpetual, okay. No, take the pawn! Take the pawn! Take the pawn! Sorry. Jay, take the pawn, please!
Also, it's not easy. 10 seconds on the clock. It's not easy.
Hey, don't repeat the position. Queen b8. Not b7. b8, I said.
I just had a feeling that I knew I could beat her in the endgame. I felt confident about it. Nothing to do with her or anything in particular. I just felt confident in my endgame training. And so when it got to that point, that's kind of when I feel like, I was like, well, you know what? I blundered already. I'm at this point and I feel good about my endgame. So I'm going to just do what I think.
Jay, promote! Promote! Check. And the mate. Mate next move. Please. Please. Yeah!
I think initially I was just hoping that I could win some games. And then as the tournament was going and I was winning, then I started to feel like, oh, maybe I could win. Okay, like maybe I started to feel more of this is a real possibility. Might have a chance.
Okay, the games have already started. So now Queen A7G is trying to bait White to take the bishop so that she can take the pawn. Yes! She's gonna take with the pawn! No! Oh my god!
It's coming. Do we defend or do we not?
How do you defend? You have both balls attacked!
We got a pawn. Defend it. One F2.
Careful!
Congratulations!
Thank you.
You did amazing.
Thank you. I was like, I wish that I won, but second's okay.
Me too. I wish that you won, but there wasn't nothing you could do at that point. But that's okay. That's okay. It's not a big deal. It was your first tournament ever. How was it?
It was good. I think the hardest part is having to, because sometimes when you look at a screen for a long period of time, your eyes start to get like tired from looking at the screen.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the hardest part, was like maintaining like I'm looking at the screen, like so I was like trying to like look away, like look back, like try to keep my eyes from getting tired.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens. That happens to everybody. It's just like there's nothing you can do. So it's good that you were taking breaks. I saw you were walking around. That's important, kind of just move around.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for everything, because it's been such a cool experience. I feel like you were really helpful, and I think that you gave me a lot of your time, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you giving me access to your school too, because I think that was super helpful. The other Russian coaches were super helpful. Like, it was awesome. It was really an honor to have you as my coach, so thank you.
No, honestly, it's been fun. It's been, as I told you, you've been one of probably the most hardworking students. It's been an absolute blast working with you, because it's not just the coach, it's also the students. It's actually sometimes, I don't know what it's more, is it the student or is it the coach? Sometimes some coaches get lucky, they get talented students, and sometimes students are lucky their coaches are doing everything for them. It depends, but in any case, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, because you were just you do what I tell you to do, and even though it sounds weird, but it works, and I'm super proud of what we achieved. I'm proud to see your improvement. It's been a long day, so go get some rest. You deserve it, and you should be proud of yourself. Seriously.
Thank you. I'm excited. I do. I feel pretty good. I think first tournament. That was pretty exciting and cool, so I feel good about it.
Nice, nice. Well, it's a lot of emotions, so you still will take time to process, but yeah. All right, great. Well, have a good day.
Okay, thanks, you too. Thank you for everything.
Of course. Bye-bye.
The thing that I really noticed improved the most wasn't really so much a simple move or something that I noticed a trap I was falling into all the time. It was actually coming up with a plan and figuring out how to control what I was doing. I started to see and understand how you can actually improve your worst piece and to look for weaknesses or an outpost and what that actually means and how to do it. Since Coach Champs and working with Dina, I felt really motivated to do my first ever over the board tournament. And I was initially gonna wait until I was a little bit higher rated, you know, maybe 1200 or something like that, but a really cool opportunity came up and I felt confident from Dina's training and Coach Champs that I went for it.
Stop wasting your time with random opening traps. They don't make you a better chess player. What does? One-on-one guidance, group classes, and a complete training program designed specifically to your level. Try my Russian chess school for free for 7 days and see for yourself.